pays the tariffs?
The Chinese government pays the tariff.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
How you doing?
Hey.
I'm an importer and exporter for 20 years. When a product comes into the US, there's something called a tariff sheet.
Okay.
I, as the buyer of that product, follow US law and pay the tariff. I'm an American citizen, an American taxpayer. I pay that tariff to the US government, and that increase in the cost I then sell to you for a higher price because I've got to cover that tariff.
Then what about,
what do you say
our tariffs are higher when they go overseas as opposed to theirs coming here?
Tariffs are never a zero-sum game. Tariffs are a tool. For example, you might say, you want to sell us your beans.
Yeah.
We are going to give you a low tariff if you buy our corn. But the cost of the tariff is ultimately always borne by the consumer.
Don't you think at the end of the day there may be more competition within the market of the U.S. government?
And you're confusing the question. This is not a question of competition. The point we're discussing is who bears the cost of the tariff.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you if it's good policy for the U.S. government to tax beans and for the Chinese government to tariff corn. But what I can absolutely assure you is that a product that comes into the U.S. is paid for by a U.S. company, and the increased cost of that is borne by all of us. I am an importer and exporter. I do it for a living.
Okay. Then what's the alternative if at one point in our country's history was tariffs that paid for our economy?
Tariffs don't pay for your economy.
But they did. We didn't have income taxes before.
That was before we had municipal infrastructure.
Correct. My understanding is that the tariff is lopsided to benefit other countries as opposed to ours. The suggestion is just to bring it up to make it equal.
That's why you have free trade agreements, right? But it doesn't mean that even within the free trade agreement, there are not tariffs. If there's one thing you should take away from this extended conversation is you are always paying the tariff.
You know what? I'm not educated in that. Fair enough.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
Good.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, let's jump right in. There's a lot of FAFO going on. Let's start with this whole Musk debacle and a few of the excuses that are being afforded to him. Although Germany has already said it was a Nazi salute.
A lot of people have been using this photo to defend Elon Musk, so I want to show you the raw video clips of all of them to compare them, and you tell me if they look the same.
Thank you, America. God bless you. God bless these United States.
Does he mean he wants to take us back before Roe v. Wade was enacted? Because we're not going back. We're not going back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now remember, keep in mind the order of operations of what he did. Okay? Now from there, we had a mother obviously lie to her child about what they were doing. And by omission of the truth, forcing him to do a Nazi salute on camera to prove that there was nothing wrong with what Elon Musk did.
Kind of fuckery is this?
Karate chop. You told your son you all were doing a karate chop. Think I'm joking? Take another look.
Fuckery is this? You made me.
When you're more offended by the label of racist than you are by racism. I wish I could say that's all that happened, but no. Those that love being the default damsel in distress, oh, they came in. Let's take a look and break this down.
Wow, I have gotten so much hate for the video that I made telling Elon Musk that my heart goes out to him. I had people say, your hand is wrong. My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. So,
before we continue, I want you to really pay close attention to this woman. She's making herself small. She's going to take on the mannerisms and the tone and intonation of a small child. She's going to infantilize herself. I want you to watch the progression of her giving you her credentials and how educated she is, to a sob story, to then self diagnosing herself while proclaiming that she's not self diagnosed, but she is self diagnosed, as to say she doesn't really have a full grasp on this. And she's not the only one in her family, her small children also, before her epic conclusion. Let's continue.
I can actually teach history through the 12th grade. I have a master's in elementary ed with an endorsement in gifted ed.
She can teach through the 12th grade, but was educated to be able to teach elementary school.
I have endorsements in reading and in history. I actually taught 5th grade American history the last year I chose to be a teacher.
I'm really wondering if that was a choice.
I felt the Lord tell me to quit and
Oh, yes, because tyrannical Protestant Christianity in the United States and racism are so exclusive to one another.
come home the end of 2018. He told me some really big things were coming to America.
He told you the big things were coming to America, but you weren't supposed to share them with anybody else. Okay, gotcha.
COVID for one. The schools shut down and I was able to homeschool my kids.
God told her the big things were on the horizon. Keep this in mind.
And the Lord actually laid on my heart to buy curriculum. I had full curriculum.
You decided as a trained master's level educator to homeschool your children, but the Lord had to tell you to buy curriculum. Yeah, we were supposed to miss all of that.
Curriculum. We just picked up and kept on going. I got pregnant the beginning of 2020 with twins. It was a really good.
I know. You're asking, what the fuck does this have to do with the price of tea in China and Elon Musk? Nothing. But she needs you to feel sorry for her so that you ignore her racism and her covering and defending racism.
Pregnancy, but my water broke at 19 weeks and one of my twins got CMV, which they actually call it the teacher virus. Never got it before. And he was unable to live without his umbilical cord. I delivered them at 34 weeks and 4 days, and he lived for a total of 20 minutes. Both my in-laws passed away, my husband's parents. His mother passed away June of 2019. His dad grieved himself to death and passed away January of 2020. So, the Lord knows all. The Lord sees all. He sees the big picture. He sees things that we can't see. So, no, I'm not a teacher anymore. I'm at home. I'm a homemaker. I'm a mom. I'm a homeschooling mom.
So you're still a teacher.
I am neurodivergent. I have
Here
two
we go.
children that are diagnosed
Remember, she had an endorsement in special education.
clinically with autism. And when autistic kids get overly excited, sometimes we might.
You're a kid now? Remember, she said, when autistic kids, sometimes we might.
They might, we might. I am being evaluated right
She's being evaluated right now.
now for autism. I have ADHD combined. I'm clinically diagnosed.
Being evaluated, but now clinically diagnosed. Keep track. Keep track.
When I saw Elon Musk coming out, he was so excited, and I just saw my kids in him.
I bet you did.
And when he said, "I give you my heart,"
that's not what he
the
said.
movement a little jerky?
We just watched it. There was nothing jerky about that. Nobody was kung fu fighting.
Was it a little awkward? Yes, but he's autistic. He was just excited.
Don't do that. I'm autistic myself. We're not going to act as if autistic people cannot learn and cannot make a choice as to what side of history they stand on. Just because you are autistic does not mean that you're automatically strapped with problematic behavior and ideas. It does not mean that you are that easily influenced. That's what we're not going to do. But I also want you to pay attention to how she is forcing herself to appear awkward. And it gets worse as the video goes on.
And then I made a video that said, Elon Musk, I give you my heart. And people are saying, oh, you didn't do your hand right. I give you my heart. Is that better? He's autistic. He's different. Autistic individual.
When did he say he was autistic? When did he share that diagnosis with us? Because there's a video of him at a Tesla event, and he said, my heart goes out to you. He's been excited at Trump rallies, and he jumped up and down, kind of Tom Cruise style. Let's not do that.
Are different. We're different. I'm self-diagnosed.
First, she was being evaluated. Then she was clinically diagnosed. Now she's self-diagnosed. Did you catch that? Autism is the new shield from problematic behavior and ideologies.
But I'm going for a formal evaluation.
Thought you were already evaluated.
Autistic individuals are just different. And it's really sad that
you're
y'all are
such a
saying
bad
this
liar
about Elon Musk.
Little House on the Prairie, you should be better at this by now.
Did he say the word that goes with the salute that you're saying he did? No. When people would salute, that salute the Germans would, another word would come after it. He didn't do that. He said, I give you my heart.
He said, no, he didn't.
Thank you. I give you my heart.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't say that.
So I kind of just got attacked for my last video. So let me do it again.
Okay. See, she's intentionally
Elon Musk,
look
I give you my heart. Oh no, my palm is down. Should it be faced up? I give you my heart. What if I say, I give you my heart? What am I saying before it? I give you my heart. I'm not saying whatever to some.
They're going so hard to defend him. But I need everybody to realize that the Nazi Party, if Elon Musk was autistic, they would have eliminated him as well. They enjoyed eugenics. But on to immigration.
This is so crazy that we voted for Trump. We trust him with the word that he promised.
Then why are you crying? He promised to deport you. He called you murderers, rapists, despicable, horrible people, said you came from shithole countries, said that he would deport entire families. And you're watching Trump in the background. But that's not even the craziest part. You want to know the craziest part? After crying on the internet about her politics and voting against her own best interest and the best interest of her community and others, when called out on it, here goes that adjacency to the default damsel in distress.
Okay, I have time today. I was scrolling down through these comments. It's over 2K of comments of negative and positive comments, if you really want to talk about it. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to reply to every negativity y'all want to say and try to bring down one another.
No, your vote brought down everybody. You voted for negativity. That's what you did. Short, sweet, simple, and to the point. That's what you did. And you want people to have sympathy for you. And we're fresh out. And with that, I want to leave you all with this.
Don't want to vote for Jill? Vote for Donald Trump. But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris and expect to be welcomed by my community.
The people that are coming here are the criminals. The ones that did something bad in their country, they're running away from their law.
We as Muslims stand with President Trump because he promises peace. He promises peace, not war.
When I was a Democrat, the wall signified white supremacy. Now, it signifies security.
Like some people are just willing to even vote for Trump just to give give Gaza a second chance, because obviously what's happening with Harris and Joe Biden is not working for us.
I don't want to be breaking up families, so the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together, and you have to send them all back.
You can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude the 3 phases of this deal.
I'm not confident. It's not our war, it's their war, but
apologize.
I'm not confident, but I think they're very weakened on the other side.
Do you support the 3 states?
Gaza, boy, I looked at a picture of Gaza. Gaza is like a massive demolition site. That place it's really got to be rebuilt in a different way.
Do you plan to help rebuilding Gaza?
I might. You know, Gaza is interesting. It's a phenomenal location. On the sea, best weather. You know, everything's good. It's like some beautiful things could be done with it, but that's very interesting. But some fantastic things could be done with Gaza.
Not to belabor the point, but what were y'all hearing when Trump was running that you weren't hearing when Kamala Harris was running? Kamala Harris called for a ceasefire, said that there were too many Palestinians that had lost their lives. Kamala Harris definitely didn't want to take Gaza from Palestinians and make it beachfront Israeli property that she can build one of her shitty hotels on. I keep pointing that out, that's the reason why Trump wants to ensure that Gaza is built different. It's because he wants to build one of his shitty hotels. Kamala Harris also doesn't want to deport whole families, even the children that are born here in the United States, effectively changing the meaning of birthright citizenship as mentioned in the Constitution. It's so crystal clear to me that the reason why a lot of you sided with Donald Trump, a lot of you POCs sided with Donald Trump this election cycle, is because you believe your proximity to whiteness would protect you, and that those white people that you were siding with, those Trump supporters, those racist and xenophobic Trump supporters, would see you as one of them, or at least see you as one of the good ones that they can trust, and they would keep you here, or they would protect you and prioritize your cause, when they have never said or implied or given you the thought that they would ever do that. So I asked a question yesterday about these people. Where are they now? What do they have to say now that they see that Donald Trump is exactly who he always said he would be during the election cycle?